took the word of the destruction of the Holy Spirit before a fall, not the fall, but a fall. That means there'll be many. I didn't, at that time I read the Bible and being honest with you, I just pick it up and read a couple of verses and not get anything out of it, but I thought I was reading the Bible. But he quoted 2 Timothy verse 7, chapter 3, verse 7, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. And that is a heavy, heavy statement right there. And I took that as when I got home, the first thing I did is I got my Bible and I started reading, and I read more than that. And I found then that by reading the Bible, you could find out a lot. But back to the word humble. Now that refers in Matthew chapter 3 of when Christ gave the Beatitudes or the Sermon on the Mount, whichever you like. But he said, blessed are the poor in spirit, and the poor in spirit means the humble, for theirs is the kingdom of God. Does anybody on here, on YouTube or anything, do you listen to any preaching or Bible studies or Bible quizzes? Does anybody do that? You do?
I do. I listen to the Rick and Bubba Bible study that he does, or the Rick Burgess Bible study that he does every Wednesday. Fred listens to several.
Okay. Those Bible quizzes they'll enlighten you, because if you and I think most of that is out of the King James. But anyway, they ask questions, and a lot of times it's multiple. You got multiple answers, and I have found that hones you up to that. I found out how much I didn't know, but you learn from that. So that's a learning tool. That is a good tool that comes out of the Bible. I mean, out of Facebook, or not Facebook, but out of the internet, which is very good, and I fact checked them and all that, because it is a real deal. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of the world is foolishness with God. Now I'm going to stop right there, and I want to read from 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 18. It says, now this is what the world sees now. When you witness to people, when you talk to people, this is their outlook on it. For the preaching of the gospel of the cross to them that perish, foolishness, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of God. And a lot of them, if you all met some of them, those preachers that go by and ask people, do you believe in Jesus? And you'll be surprised at the people. And some of them will actually put up this is what's going on in the world today. We need a wholesale revival instead of such as that. All right, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness,